Oh, so they finally saw it. That one picture. That single photograph that shattered every assumption they'd built about you for years. The image that made their blood run cold, because in that moment, in that frozen frame, they realized something absolutely terrifying. You've been acting this whole time. Every smile, every word, every carefully measured response. It was all performance. And the person staring back from that photo, that stranger with your face, that's the real you. The one they never knew. The one they never saw coming. And now they can't unsee it. Welcome to the unmasking. Let's rewind for a second because this story doesn't start with that photo. It starts with the version of you they thought they knew. The character you played so convincingly that even you almost forgot it was a role. They saw someone soft, someone safe, someone predictable. Someone who laughed at the right moments, nodded at the right times, stayed quiet when they needed you quiet. You were their supporting actor, their background character, their convenient narrative. They wrote your lines, and you delivered them flawlessly. Or so they thought. But here's what they missed, while they were busy congratulating themselves for having you figured out. You were studying them, learning them, becoming fluent in their language while never once revealing your own. For months, maybe years, you wore that mask like a second skin. Not because you were fake, but because you were smart. You understood something most people never grasp. The world doesn't reward authenticity, it punishes it. So, you gave them a version they could digest, a personality they could categorize, a story they could understand. You became exactly what they expected, while your true self watched from somewhere deep inside, taking notes, counting days, waiting, and they ate it up. Every manufactured laugh, every diplomatic response, every time you bit your tongue and smiled instead of screamed. They thought they had you mapped, decoded, controlled. They thought the person they saw was the person you were. But then came that photo. Maybe it was candid, maybe it was intentional, maybe it was just the universe deciding it was time. But something in that image captured what 1,000 conversations never could. The look in your eyes, the set of your jaw, the energy radiating from your posture. It wasn't the you they knew, it was someone else entirely. Someone harder, someone colder. Someone who looked like they'd survived things the character they knew could never endure. And in that split second of recognition, their entire understanding of reality cracked wide open. Because that photo didn't just show a different side of you. It showed that everything they thought they knew was carefully constructed theater. The panic probably set in fast, didn't it? You could almost see the gears turning in their heads as they stared at that image. Wait, if this is real, then what was everything else? If this person exists, who have I been talking to all this time? The questions started multiplying like a virus because once you realize someone's been performing, you have to go back and re-examine every single interaction through that lens. Every moment of vulnerability, was it real or calculated? Every piece of advice, was it genuine or manipulation? Every friendship, every laugh, every shared secret, suddenly everything's contaminated with doubt. And that doubt? That's the poison that never leaves. That's the gift that keeps giving. Here's what that photo revealed that's keeping them up at night. You're not who you said you were, but more terrifyingly, you're not who they needed you to be. Because the character you played, that version served a purpose in their lives. That person was manageable, predictable, safe. But this raw, unfiltered entity staring back from that image, this is chaos. This is power. This is someone who clearly doesn't need their validation, their approval, their presence. This is someone who's been 3 steps ahead this entire time while they thought they were leading the dance. And the scariest part? If you could hide this, what else are you hiding? The beautiful thing about masks is they're not just about concealment, they're about control. And you brilliant, calculated soul, you understood that from day one. You knew that people are most comfortable when they think they understand you, when they believe they've got you categorized in their neat little boxes, so you let them. You handed them puzzle pieces that fit their narrative, pieces that made sense in their limited worldview. You became the story they wanted to tell about you, while your true story was being written in invisible ink. Every time they thought they'd figured you out, you were actually showing them exactly what you wanted them to see. And the control that gave you? Immeasurable. Because while they were busy congratulating themselves for knowing you, you were operating in complete freedom. You could observe without being observed, study without being studied, plan without interference. You were the wolf in sheep's clothing, except you were never planning to attack. You were just surviving in a world that eats the authentic alive. You were playing chess while they thought you were playing checkers. And that photo? That photo was your hand slipping for just one moment, revealing that you've been holding all the cards this whole time. Now let's talk about what happens in their heads after that revelation. First comes denial. No, that's just a bad photo. The lighting's weird. They're reading too much into it. But denial doesn't last because that image keeps calling them back. They zoom in, looking for proof that they're wrong, but every detail confirms their worst fears. The way you're standing, the expression you couldn't quite control, the energy that's so drastically different from the person they thought you were. Denial crumbles into confusion. How did I miss this? How long has this been happening? And confusion breeds obsession. They start going back through everything. Old photos, old messages, old conversations, looking for clues they missed the first time. And oh, they find them. Little inconsistencies they brushed off. Moments where your mask slipped just slightly, but they were too distracted to notice. Times when your eyes said something completely different from your mouth. It's all there in hindsight, screaming at them, and they can't believe they were so blind. But here's the thing about hindsight. It's cruel. It doesn't just show you what you missed. It shows you that you chose to miss it. That on some level, you preferred the comfortable lie to the uncomfortable truth. So now they're stuck in this mental prison of their own making. Every memory is tainted. Every moment they thought was genuine is now under investigation. Were you laughing with them or at them? When you agreed, did you really agree, or were you just managing them? When you shared something personal, was it real or strategic? The paranoia is exquisite because there's no way to verify anything. They can't ask you, because what are you going to say? And even if you answered, how could they trust it? You've already proven you're an expert at showing people what they want to see. So they're trapped, forever questioning, forever doubting, forever replaying every interaction through this new terrifying lens. And the best part? You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't lie. Not really. You just didn't tell the whole truth. You gave them the version of you that allowed you to survive, to function, to maintain peace. You protected yourself by controlling the narrative. That's not deception. That's survival. That's intelligence. But they'll never see it that way because to them this feels like betrayal. They feel fooled. They feel used. They feel like they never knew you at all. And you know what? They're right, they never did. But whose fault is that? Who decided to accept the surface version without ever digging deeper? Who was so satisfied with their assumptions that they never questioned them? Let's dig into the different reactions you're seeing now that the illusion's shattered. Some of them are angry, furious that you lied to them, that you manipulated them, that you played them. They're rewriting history to make themselves the victims of your calculated deception, when the truth is far simpler. You didn't trust them with the real you, and you were right not to. Their anger is just wounded pride, disguised as righteous indignation. They're not mad that you wore a mask. They're mad that they couldn't see through it. They're mad that you were smarter than they gave you credit for. Others are hurt. They thought you were friends, thought you were close, thought you shared something real, and maybe you did, in your own way. But the version of real they needed doesn't match the version you're capable of giving. They wanted complete transparency, complete vulnerability, complete access. But you understood something they didn't. Complete transparency is complete weakness. So you gave them enough to maintain connection without giving them everything. That's not cruelty, that's boundaries. But to them it feels like rejection, because they measure love by how much you expose, not how much you protect. Then there's the third group, and these are the dangerous ones. The ones who are fascinated. The ones who look at that photo and see a challenge instead of a warning. These are the people who now want to know the real you, who are convinced they can break through where others failed, who see your layers as something to conquer rather than something to respect. They don't understand that the real you isn't a prize to be won. It's not a level to be unlocked. It's a fortress you built for very good reasons, and the fact that they want to storm it just proves why those walls were necessary in the first place. But here's where it gets really interesting. Because while they're all spiraling, analyzing, obsessing over who you really are, you're just existing, living, moving forward. The revelation that's consuming them barely registers as a blip in your world because it's not a revelation to you. It's just Tuesday. You've always known who you are. You've always been aware of the performance. The only thing that changed is their awareness, not your reality. And that might be the most disturbing part for them. The fact that this earth-shattering discovery that's rewriting their entire understanding of you is, to you, completely mundane. Think about the power dynamic here. They're scrambling to understand, to make sense of it all, to find solid ground in this new reality. Meanwhile, you're unbothered. Not because you don't care, but because this isn't new information to you. You've lived with this duality every single day. You've navigated the space between who you are and who people need you to be. You've managed the exhaustion of performance, the loneliness of being truly unseen, the constant calculation of what to reveal and what to conceal. This is your normal. Their crisis is your baseline. And that imbalance? That's where your power lives. Because here's what they're slowly realizing as they process that photo. You've been in control this entire time. Every interaction they thought they were leading, you were directing. Every moment they felt they understood you, you were allowing that understanding. Every connection they believed they'd earned, you had granted. You weren't their puppet, they were yours. And the strings were invisible because you made them that way. You gave them the illusion of agency while maintaining complete autonomy. You let them think they knew you while keeping your true self completely protected. That's not weakness, that's mastery. Now they're looking at everyone around them differently too. Because if you could fool them so completely, who else is performing? Who else is wearing a mask they can't detect? That photo didn't just expose you. It exposed the fundamental truth they've been avoiding their entire lives. Nobody is who they seem. Everyone is managing perception. Everyone is curating their image. Everyone is showing carefully selected parts of themselves while hiding others. You just did it better than most. You were just more conscious, more deliberate, more skilled. And now they're paranoid because if they couldn't see through your performance, they can't trust their judgment of anyone. The questions are spiraling now. How long have you been like this? Were you ever the person they thought you were, even for a moment? What triggered the need for such elaborate self-protection? What are you protecting yourself from? What happened to you that made this necessary? And the most disturbing question of all, if you can hide this, what else are you capable of? Because that photo revealed capacity. It showed strength they didn't know you had, coldness they'd never witnessed, depth they'd never fathomed. And if you've been hiding that, what other capacities are lurking beneath the surface? Let's talk about the specific elements in that photo that broke their brains. Maybe it was your eyes, the way they looked dead and alive at the same time, present but distant, seeing everything but revealing nothing. Eyes that have witnessed things the character you played could never handle. Eyes that hold secrets they suddenly realize they don't want to know but can't stop thinking about. Your eyes in that photo didn't match the eyes they remembered, and eyes don't lie. You can fake a smile, manufacture warmth in your voice, perform kindness in your actions. But eyes? Eyes tell the truth when you're not actively controlling them. Or maybe it was your posture. The way you carried yourself in that moment. No longer soft, no longer accommodating, no longer taking up less space to make others comfortable. In that photo, you stood like someone who owns every room they enter. Someone who doesn't ask for permission or approval. Someone who's survived things that would break the person they thought you were. Your body language screamed power in a way that directly contradicted every submissive, agreeable, non-threatening signal you'd given them before. And the body doesn't lie either. You can control your words, manage your expressions, but in an unguarded moment, the body reveals what the mind tries to hide. Or maybe it was something less tangible, an energy, an aura, something in that image that felt predatory when you'd always seemed like prey, something ancient when they thought you were naive, something battle-tested when they assumed you were sheltered. They can't quite articulate what it is, but they feel it. And that feeling is more unsettling than any concrete detail because feelings bypass logic. You can rationalize away details, but you can't rationalize away that gut-level sense that you're looking at someone completely different from who you thought you knew. And here's where the real torture begins for them. They start wondering if anyone else sees what they're seeing. They show the photo to others. Do you notice anything weird here? Does this look like the person you know? And depending on the responses, they either feel validated or crazy. If others see it too, it confirms the revelation, but intensifies the betrayal. We were all fooled. If others don't see it, they feel insane, like they're the only one perceiving this shift. Both outcomes are torture. Both leave them stuck in uncertainty. Both mean they can never fully trust their perception again. The photo becomes an obsession. They look at it at random times throughout the day. They compare it to other photos, trying to pinpoint exactly what's different. They analyze every pixel, every shadow, every micro-expression. They send it to themselves so they always have access. They zoom in and out, looking for answers that aren't there. Because the answer isn't in the photo. The answer is in the realization that they never asked the right questions in the first place. They accepted the preview and called it the full movie. They skimmed the surface and thought they'd read the whole book. The photo is just proof of their own intellectual laziness. Meanwhile, you're watching this unfold with a mixture of emotions. Part of you might feel exposed, vulnerable in a way you've never been. The mask you wore so carefully has cracked, and that's terrifying. But another part of you? That part is free. Because maintaining a character is exhausting. Remembering your lines, staying in role, never breaking character even when you're alone, because what if you forget how to play the part? It's a specific kind of exhausting that only performers understand. And now that they've seen behind the curtain, some of that burden lifts. You don't have to be as careful anymore. They already know something's off. The cat's out of the bag, at least partially. But you're also strategic enough to know this doesn't mean full revelation. One photo showed them there's more to you than they knew. It didn't show them everything. There are still layers they haven't seen, depths they can't fathom, parts of you that remain completely hidden. That photo was like opening the first door in a house with 100 rooms. They've discovered there's more to explore, but they have no idea how vast the property really is. And you're not giving them a map. If they want to discover more, they'll have to earn it, and most of them won't. Most will stop at that first door, overwhelmed by what they've already found. Let's address the elephant in the room. Why did you create this character in the first place? Because nobody performs without reason. Nobody builds elaborate personas for fun. The character you played was constructed out of necessity, born from past wounds, designed to prevent future ones. Maybe you learned early that your authentic self wasn't safe. That being fully, you invited judgment, rejection, punishment. So you created a version that could navigate the world without getting hurt. A version that people could love without ever really knowing you. A version that could be destroyed without destroying the real you. Or maybe you learned that your true nature intimidated people. That your intensity, your intelligence, your complexity made others uncomfortable. People prefer simple narratives, easy to digest personalities, characters they can understand within 5 minutes of meeting. Your full self doesn't fit in that box. Your full self requires time, effort, patience, and most people aren't willing to invest that. So you created a simplified version, a demo account, a trial run, something they could access without earning full privileges. And if they couldn't handle that, they definitely couldn't handle the real thing. Or perhaps you realized early that information is power, and giving people full access to who you are is giving away all your power. The more they know, the more they can hurt you. The more they understand, the more they can manipulate. The more they see, the more ammunition they have. So you controlled the flow of information. You revealed carefully selected pieces while keeping the critical components locked away. You gave them enough to build a relationship on, but never enough to truly control you. That's not paranoia. That's wisdom earned through pain. Whatever the reason, the character served its purpose. It protected you. It allowed you to function in a world that punishes authenticity. It let you maintain relationships without complete vulnerability. It gave you the appearance of openness while maintaining actual privacy, and it worked perfectly until that photo. Until that single, unguarded moment where the real you flickered to the surface long enough to be captured. Now the question is, what do you do with this exposure? Do you lean into it, let more of the real you emerge? Or do you double down, repair the crack in the mask, go back